What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be talking about the types of materials that you can use to build speaker enclosures. This is going to be about the properties and the pros and cons of the materials that I've used or that are available. I think I'm going to start with the best down to the worst, but everything has its trade offs. Baltic birch is really the gold standard for speaker enclosures. If you can source it in your area, you should probably pay the premium for it. It's a medium density wood. It's very consistent across different sheets. One of the downsides is it's going to be one of your more expensive options. For me, it's really difficult to find in my area. Even to pay the premium for it, I can't necessarily get my hands on a large sheet of it. I can typically only find sheets of 12 millimeter Baltic birch that are only 30 inches by 30 inches, which works for some cabinets but doesn't always work for subwoofers. Baltic birch is made out of lots of thin ply layers, and that's what allows it to be very rigid and not warp. While it offers some good qualities like being resistant to warping, I have found that the thin plies can almost act like a veneer, might be more prone to chipping. The primary wood that I use is a 7 ply radiata pine. It's a little less dense than the Baltic birch, which is one of the trade offs, but it is affordable and available in my area, and it's generally high quality. I'll go to the local hardware store and try to catch when they get a new shipment in. And out of the palette of these sheets that come across, I'll sift through them and find maybe my favorite four sheets of the bunch, and I'll bring them home and I'll have them on hand. Because there are less plies per millimeter than something like Baltic birch, it may be more prone to warping, and as you're building, you may have to pull those sheets into place. Another wood that is available and has some benefits, but I personally really don't like to use it, is MDF. MDF is a compressed wood fiber. It's very consistent. It's not going to warp on you, but because it's made out of compressed sawdust, it's just not pleasant to work with. It is a very dusty wood. When you're cutting into MDF, there's dust going everywhere. It also tends to dull your blades quicker on your tools. You may find that you have to replace saw blades and router bits after working with MDF. Another thing that's not great about MDF is it's not really, it won't readily take mechanical fasteners like screws. It tends to split if you're trying to screw into it. For something like a hi-fi home audio studio, or maybe even a permanent install of a sub where this thing's never going to move or never going to be exposed to the elements, MDF could be a decent option. If you drop it while you're moving it, it's not going to survive a fall, and it can't get wet. If you have to go through some extra steps to finish this wood, and when I say it can't get wet, that means you can't roll on a coat of water soluble paint. It's the wood fibers are going to absorb water. If you are determined to use MDF, you need to prime it first with an alcohol-based shellac primer, and then roll on whatever paint you're planning to use. And it still is not something you want to get out in the rain. There's a lot of negatives, but unfortunately, the biggest positive for MDF is, I think, acoustically, It's a very good product. It doesn't tend to resonate. It's very dense. It's just heavy for what it is. Good acoustic properties, difficult to work with, difficult to move around. Those are probably the top three choices of materials you could build with. I will also offer a fourth one. You could probably build cabinets out of OSB. It's very affordable, and I think you could use it for something like a prototype. If you want to hear what a particular cabinet sounds like, you've got a driver on hand, you don't want to spend a lot of money, maybe make it out of OSB and you get a good idea of how it actually performs. Those are the four woods that I would potentially build a cabinet out of. How am I getting them all together? I use a product called PL Premium. It is a polyurethane adhesive. There's a 3X and an 8X version, whatever that means. I use the 3X. It's easy to find. It's a construction grade adhesive, and it expands as it cures, which is nice. If there's some error in your woodworking, you can kind of use it to fill in a gap. I don't rely on PL Premium adhesive alone. I like to use 18 gauge finishing nails to tack all the pieces in place as the glue cures, and then I will also reinforce those joints with some trim head screws. I think PL Premium is the choice if you're building cabinets by hand, but if you're having cabinets CNC'd and you know everything is going to be tight and there's recessed dados to insert the wood into the groove, wood glue is probably okay. It's going to give you that airtight seal that you really need for a speaker cabinet. It seems like the car audio scene, they tend to use MDF, they'll use wood glue, and then they'll caulk all the seams, run a bead of caulk, make sure that it's all airtight. That's really what you're looking for, is to make sure that all of your joints are airtight. I use PL Premium to achieve that. If you're a more talented or dedicated woodworker, or you've got access to better tools, you can probably get away with wood glue. Those are the materials that I would use to build a speaker cabinet. Thanks for checking out this video, and I think next up I'll talk about the essential woodworking tools you need to have on hand.